this video, we'll see how you can create your solution, how you can create environment variables, how you can use the environment variables within your canvas and the Power Automate. So let's start with creating a solution first. So if you go to your make.powerapps.com, you have your new solution right here. If you click on new solution, let's give it a name as test solution. The publisher is something which will make your object, whatever object that you're going to create or whatever components are there within your solution as a unique to the environment, so that it doesn't clash with the other components that are already there with the same name. So you can create your new publisher. So let's say new publisher. We'll give it a name which will be testing publisher. The name will be test. Prefix would be test. And the prefix is basically, which will be added, before each and every object that you create. So let's save this. So that is done. So now you can select it from the list that we created. So we created the testing publisher here, which is the last one. So you can select that, you can leave the version number as is, and you can hit create. Okay, so now since your solution is created, you should basically, whenever you want to create an object, you should always be within that solution, so that everything will be added automatically to the solution itself. There are ways, even if you create it outside the solution, you can always come back to the solution and add that object within this particular solution. Right now, let's move ahead and look at how you can create the environment variables. Let's say you want to store, you're trying to connect to a SharePoint list, and you don't want to hard code those values within your Canvas app or your Power Automate. So we'll create an environment variable where we will basically connect to both the site, and we'll also create an environment variable for the list as well. So if you are within the solution, click on new, go to more, look for this environment variable here, click on environment variable. Let's say the display name is site. You can provide a description here. The data type for connecting to a SP site would be data source, and the connector type would be SharePoint. So you also have options for Microsoft Dataverse and SAP ERP, but right now we will be going to the SharePoint. And then if your connection property doesn't exist, this will prompt you to create your connection property. Otherwise, this is showing the connection property that I already have. And then I can select the parameter type. The parameter type is nothing but whether you're trying to connect to a site or whether you're trying to connect to a list. So first, since this is the first time that we are creating, we'll try to connect to the site first. Then we'll provide a new value here. I already have a site here which I'm going to use, which is going to be the hub test, and I'll hit on this, save this. So this will create an environment variable which is basically connecting to my SharePoint site. Now we'll create another environment variable which will basically connect to the list within this particular site. So again, hit on new, go to more, click on environment variable. Let's SP list. The data type again would be the data source. The connector would be SharePoint. And now, the best thing is, since you've already created a variable for the SP site, this will basically give you that, details here. So once we select the parameter type as list, this will show you the site name, which we just created a moment ago. So I can select that. And now when you click on the new list value, it will basically fetch all the list and the library information from that site. So let's see. Right now, I think I only have one documents library within that site, so I'll select that and I'll save. So my environment variable for the site and the list, both of them are created. Now let's see how we can use this within our in the Canvas app or within the Power Automate. So once this is provisioned, you can go to new app, a Canvas app. I'll just test app, click on create. And now you can go to the connectors, add data here, search for SharePoint connector. Okay, there you go. And select your connection properties. So let's say I can select any, I think both of them are the same, so let me select one of them. And now when you have selected the SharePoint connector, you can see there is a list which says recent sites, which wherever you have access to, it will list on all the sites. But instead of selecting that site name, you can see there is one more option here which says advanced. So click on advanced, and there you can see the environment variable which you can select from the list. So if you have around 5 to 15 or any number of environment variables, everything would be listed down here. So for me, I just have SP site, so I can select that. And then again, it will ask me for the list. So again, instead of selecting from the drop down here, you can go to the advanced and you can select it from there, and you can hit connect. And that's it. Your environment variable is not configured, and you can basically add any you can add the data here. So let's say if we add insert a gallery, vertical gallery, let's see, and I can use that SP list from this for this. And this is how it will be dynamic. So if you change the site name, the list name, you don't have to log on to your Canvas app again and again and change it here. You just have to change it in the environment variable, and this will automatically take it. So that's it. I won't be saving this app, so let's go back and let's see how we can use the same environment variable within your Power Automate. So the same thing you have to do, you have to log on to your solution, go to the click on new, go to automation, cloud flow, click on instant. I'm just going to use a manual trigger for now. I'm just going to make test flow and hit create. Okay. In the next step, I'm going to say get items, which is basically from the SharePoint list. There you go. And once I'm connected, this will basically show me the site address in the list name. And if you hit on this, it will show you all the sites where you have access. But instead of selecting all that information, you can scroll down, click on enter custom value, and from the dynamic content, you can select your SP site, which we just configured a moment ago. So let's select that, and then in the list name, the same thing has to be done. So instead of selecting the list name, you have to go to the custom value. Again, from the dynamic content, you can select the SP list, and that's how you can basically use your environment variables within your flow or Power Automate. And that's it. Thank you.